introduce Ms. Afia Salam, who is an environment climate change expert. Ms. Afia Salam is a master's in geography and a career journalist, having 4 decades of experience of print, electronic, and web journalism. She has been highlighting issues related to environment and climate change through her writings, teaching, and training of journalists, students, teachers, and advocacy through seminars and moderation of panel discussions and roundtables. She is also a development practitioner and current elected president of Behendheli and chair board of trustees Indus Earth Trust.
Much, Bella, for having me as part of this fantastic panel, and I'm so happy that I'm seeing Maria Riaz's wonderful work. I was sent to, not really edit, I mean to just go over it. And, I found the whole approach so refreshing and so contemporary and so relatable, because these days children, you have to excite the children on what they are doing and what they are learning. And this kind of a book is very engaging, not just because of the content, but also the kind of the presentation, because that is also important. We must remember that the children are, for other subjects and the other kind of things that they are exposed to, they're exposed to a lot of visual stimuli, and that the only thing that engages their interest is something that is eye-pleasing, something very easy on the eye. The text also has to be flowing. So on that score, I think she gets all the marks, because I found it very refreshing. Of course, the first the text came to me only as a Word document, but when it was printed and I saw that it was so, this is something that would engage. Now, as far as the importance is concerned, I don't think I have to even state, if you take a look around at the situation we are in, that this is something that actually should have happened a long time ago. And that the fact that it is happening now just shows its importance, that why it needs to be mainstreamed into the education, into formal education. We do have, Romana does a lot of work, and so much of her work is based on environmental issues and the way she presents it to the children. And she also does that, in a visually very, very appealing manner. But the whole problem is that these things do not get into the hands of the mainstream students' bodies. And this is where we need to, have those inroads within the education departments of all the provinces. Because all of Pakistan needs to learn that climate change is a reality. We have actually sort of, passed the period where, right now we seem to be impacted, but our children have their whole lives before them, and they need to know what kind of a life they will have, what kind of threats they have to deal with, what kind of adaptive measures they have to take, and what kind of individual actions as as responsible citizens. And children also need to know that they have to be responsible citizens. Somehow we seem to think that those conversations have to be directed towards the adults. I don't think so. I think we are very late in communicating the importance of being a good citizen. And children are very receptive to these ideas. And that feel-good factor is there, and everybody likes to feel good. And if children receive that kind of validation on doing these small acts, which actually have a bigger imprint if we, use the means of technology and communications. And this is also what I like, because children these days are digital natives. You saw how at the beginning, or even before the beginning of this very webinar, dinosaurs like me were struggling to get it right, and I wasn't able to get it right still. And that's why you see my background as different as from the others. But the point is, these girls know, they are digital savvy. They know how to get the word out. They know how to source information. They know how to find their own role models. Like I love the fact that Maria took Helga as a role model, because we grew up seeing her work and admiring her and taking her on and taking inspiration from her. So those are the kind of people that our children also need to know about and follow. So, and also, there are practical things they're talking about. They're not aspirational things. This is also very important, because we sometimes get a little bit too philosophical, and that is not age appropriate. At this age, the children who are seen as doing something and they are seen as making a difference, it is very important for other children to know that we can also do it. It is not somebody who has a lot of resources. It is not somebody who comes from a different class, who has a lot of money or who has a lot of support, so that only they can do it. But if these books can just get some children to feel that I can also do this, I think the objective is met. So that is something very important. And of course, not just because I'm a woman, but I think because it needs to be said, we need to get girls to be those champions. The girls who need to break the barriers, because sometimes those barriers are because the girls can't do it. And here the girls have to be seen that they can do it. And when half the country's population gets into that mindset that we can do it, then the other half, which tells them that you can't, will really have to take a back seat. It's a long, drawn-out process. It's over generations. But I think this is the age of leapfrogging. We can't really wait for as much time to pass to come to that stage where we can see things improving. And I think that books like the one Maria has written and the way she has structured them, and the way, because it's a trilogy. So it takes you through the paces of how you come from a very small setup, a family setup, and then you move on to your friends and family, and then you expand it more and you take on your, other people around you in your society. So this is exactly the way we can inspire people.